Okay, so the first reason why I decided to homeschool is because I think about different things that I did while in school. Things I did, like I said, I knew that I needed school. It was important to me to do the things I want to do in life. So to do good in school, to do well in school, you have to get good grades, and you also have to be mannerable, so not get in trouble in school. So I learned how to listen, follow instructions, and pick up on things very well. You tell me how to do something, I can do it. I was easily trained. And I also learned how to be quiet. So that way, that was like and be quiet was important for me because physically I was fine. If I had to fight, I fought, but I never really fought anybody in school. And people didn't pick on me or mess with me like that. I did get into fights, and you handle that, and that's it. But it also, it was a thing with me where my mouth would get me in trouble. Somebody said something to me. I might not fight you in school, but I'm going to say a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to talk some mad mess to get under your skin and make you want to fight me. And not only that, I'll be combative with teachers if, let's say, they told me something was wrong and I knew it wasn't wrong, or they said something to me in a way that I felt was disrespectful because I still was a person who stood up for myself. So my mouth would get me in trouble. So I learned how to be quiet so that I wouldn't get myself in trouble so I can do well in school. And so I would shut myself up. You learn how to just tone it down. But now as an adult, those things aren't working for me anymore. Those are bad habits for me now, where in order for me to take the risks that I wasn't taught to take in school, because being trained like that, where you learn to be quiet and do what you're told, learn this, here's what we want you to learn, and you learn it this way, you're easily trained. And so when you're easily trained, you don't take risks, because you do exactly what you're told. Any risk means you're going to be in trouble, and that's going to either mess up your grades or hinder you or harm you in some way, because now you're in trouble because you have a detention, a suspension, whatever the case may be. And so I didn't want my son to be easily trained, because he is a talker. He can communicate. With a 5-year-old. He can communicate with a 13-year-old effectively. He can even communicate with an adult effectively. And I get that all the time from him. And I don't want him to be trained to be quiet, because I know he'll be like me. I try to please my mom a lot. So not getting in trouble in school was important because it made her happy. And I know he likes to make me happy, his dad happy. So I don't want him to be trained to be quiet, and not because then that's him not being himself. Because me knowing him as long as I've known him since I gave birth to him, I had videos. He was a baby trying to talk. Talking for a long time. And so that's him. That's always been a part of him, where it's obviously a skill that he was born with, and a unique skill of his that I don't want him to forget. I want him to understand how important that is for him and how that makes him unique and valuable. So me homeschooling him and me knowing that that's a secret trick of his, I can help him go in a direction where he learns how to be a great speaker, a motivator, a leader, a great orator. Just use his voice in the most powerful, meaningful way, because his voice was special, which is why he was sent here with it. And children seem to know themselves and understand who they are before the world tells them who they need to be or who they should be. So he's being himself right now, and I want to honor that. And through homeschool, I can honor what I've known for the last couple of years for him to be himself. Okay? And I want him to take risks. If he is taught to just play it safe, he's never going to do what he has to do to be great. When it comes to now, you got to do that ultimate step that's going to make or break you. He's got to know if he wants it, to go get it. Take that risk and have faith. And you teach faith through connecting to your higher self, to showing your child the connection between who you are and what you came here to do. And so that goes to point number 2 for me, meaning that you in homeschool, you get to teach your child how to focus on themselves and their higher self. Their higher self is that version of themselves that they want to be and that they came here to be. And by that, I mean, there was not enough time for me to connect to myself when I was in public school. When I was in school, it was not enough time for me to connect to myself because I was getting good grades. So I was excelling, and I was in programs that made you do more homework, have more time to have to study because you have these other extra tests that everybody else isn't getting, you know, or your homework is harder, more detailed, more involved because now you're AP. And I'm keeping up. I'm doing what I have to do to get by so I can make my mom happy, get the grades I need to get, and be the person who I wanted to be based on the choices I was given, I would say. Okay, so that left me with not enough time to focus on myself and what did I actually want to be and how am I gonna do that? It was kind of do what you have to do to get there, not do it the best way for you, or what you actually want to do. Okay. And so not only was there not enough time for me to focus on connecting to my higher self, or not even knowing how to connect to my higher self because I was distracted. It was not a popularity thing because like I said, I didn't care about that. But you see the distractions that are out there. If it's not homework and keeping up and making sure you're doing what you have to do to please your parents, please your teachers, whatever the case is, it's also keeping up as far as it goes with you getting into boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. Now you're trying to worry about that. Also, you're in sports, that's another thing. It's fun, but it's also, that's what you're focused on now too, which could be, why you were here. Who knows? But it's also these little pettiness where like, is somebody gonna try me? Is somebody gonna try me? It's a competition between other people and their popularity, or this person liking this person. There's too many things to distract you. What kind of clothes you got on, how much money you got, do you have a car? Now everybody's driving cars, or everybody's doing this. They're going to parties, doing parties. They're drinking. They're trying to do all these other things adults are doing. Are you going to do this? Trying to keep up with the whole socialization part of it too, which wasn't really an issue for me, but still, you see how it really shaped a lot of people, and I don't want my son to be distracted from finding his higher self. Okay, so not only does school not allow you to find your higher self, my third reason about why I chose to homeschool is that the information that we learn in school, there is no real connect sometimes to why we're learning it. And through homeschool, you can show not only is this important information, here's why it's important. And so everything you're showing is something you can apply to the real world, so they understand it. So now it's that connection between your sense of self, who you are, and your connection to the earth. You're grounded. So you can teach your child how to be grounded, and even how to understand that anything that they want to learn, they're able to learn, capable of doing it. Anything that they want to be, they're able to be and capable of being it. So those are the top 3 reasons I chose while I homeschool. And everybody does it for different reasons. And trust me, my list is longer because on top of that, my child is also a Black male. And the things that they show about Black males and even their capabilities of, what Black people are. So they don't do that effectively enough for me to promote my child to be the best that he can be in public school. By that, I mean, Black people are not only just lost about connecting to their higher self, they're lost about connecting to, what it is we're being taught to, how important is it to use in this world. They're also not understanding why their race is so below other races when that's not true. So we're being fed a lot of lies in public school. Christopher Columbus, Santa Claus, even though that's not public school, but my child has never believed in Santa Claus. But they're just teaching all these lies. Slavery, how some of these wars, what they're about, what happens, terrorism, things like that, where you want to teach them the truth. I don't like being lied to, and I don't want my child to ever feel like lying is okay for situations like that. It's not. And lying's not okay. Tell the truth. Then you make a decision. Give the real perception of things. So that's what I want to give to my child, and my nieces are on board, and I'm lucky and happy I can give it to them too. So that's 3 extra children who will be having a education tailored for them to succeed. And that's what homeschooling is. You tailor your child or your classroom to succeed in a way that you feel is best for them. And that's my reason. All right. Good night, star pupils.